This just in. Reports are coming in that the recently deceased have been coming back to life, and they're starting to eat the living. The only rescue station is at Magbar in Louisville, and while you're there, you can see the bands. Let me check this report here. Gravel and Spiders, M545, LMO Black. And this is still coming in off the television. Bastard Sons of a Judas Goat. You can see them there on September 5th. The doors open at 7 p.m. Music is at 8 p.m. More information as it becomes available. So please stay tuned to this channel for more revolting developments.
Yeah. I fucking love that.
Who was that sexy motherfucker?
That was great, Ron. That was great.
That was awesome. Maybe it was. We're not 100% sure yet. So, anyways, welcome to Tales from the Podcast and 2G1C little collaboration here. We got myself with my co-host, Uncle Ron and Chuck Nasty. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Right. We got Sean tuning in. Hey, Sean. How's it going, man?
I don't have to show my Indiegogo. I mean, people can still go to it if they want, but we hit our goal, so I'm very happy about that. So
nice.
Going on.
So. That's good. That's good. Now I'm not 100% sure what's exactly going on tonight. We do have an interview planned, and I'm not sure what's going on with it.
I've had this happen to me before with the band All Time Low. Right there, you should know. I mean, fuck them. All time. They're horrible. They're fucking garbage. So
completely garbage. Yeah,
they are. They didn't show up like 3 times and for live interviews on the air. I had my listeners emailing their management, like just giving them shit, which was great. Felt so good. Thank you very much. Sean, I appreciate that. But
yes, of course. And we got Jennifer Sharp here. Hey, neighbor.
I'm assuming that's for Chuck.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, maybe it is.
Maybe I don't know. Yes, and
actually, I would say it is. I would say it is because yes, it is. Yeah. Hey, neighbor.
And we're waiting on Patricia Tallman.
Why don't you have a couple more drinks and we'll keep this going?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, there's that.
Now don't you just switch to heroin next, Artie?
Oh,
that's pretty harsh.
Let's not joke.
No. So anyways, how's everybody
Your nose
been
is
doing?
in a much better spot than his.
A little bit.
Your bestie. It's your bestie, apparently.
She is my bestie.
Is she the one that was talking about Papa John's? Because let's be real here. That stuff is gross. I'm going to have a talk with you.
She's giving me cheese sticks.
Oh, God.
I love the cheese sticks.
You would.
You love cheese dicks? What?
Cheese sticks.
I'm
Okay.
surprised anybody likes Papa John's, though. Like, I can honestly say that I don't think I've ever had worse pizza.
Cold
What?
Little Caesars.
Whatever.
I prefer cold
I used to
Little
Little
Caesars.
Caesars. I can barely eat that shit now.
No, really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad.
I can eat it if I'm trying to
for
save
2.5
money at a
years.
con after I've
Yeah.
done nothing but after I've done nothing but just play characters that were already in films.
Right. Yeah. No, it's great for when like it's just me and the kids, and we're like, hey, dude, I've got $10. Let's go get a couple of $5. Like,
Who's got some change for the tax?
I actually do ask my kids if they have any money, and my son immediately runs to his piggyback. I'm like, I'm just kidding, kid.
Quick, reach into the couch, see if we got enough to tip the delivery driver.
Oh, we go get it. We go get it here.
Really?
Yeah.
And now that Pizzagate's over with, we actually have a really great pizza place here, and called Wells Brothers, and it's basically because I don't think they clean the oven. So you get like it tastes good, but sometimes it burns. They burn the shit, and it's just like the thin crust is like really crunchy, and it's like,
Actually, it's kind of funny you say that
like
because
crunchy
my what the fuck? What is people's problem with fucking thin crust?
I like it.
No, I like thin crust. I'm just saying, don't burn it.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta bring this one up, JB. But this is my intern. Eating Papa John's is like having sex with a corpse made out of sandpaper.
I agree. Hey, Joanna, how's it going?
He says funny things once in a while, and that was one of the times. So I had to raise him up, make him feel special.
Oh, it's okay. It's the best.
Yeah, if you're still watching, I still really need those cheese sticks. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
And then after the show is over, I'm gonna go in there and smack him across the face. Don't you ever try and steal my spotlight.
Say that now.
Well,
Wow.
if she shows up, she can have it.
Nothing at all. Are you serious? Come on.
I'm an hour and a half north of Chicago, so I get a lot of people who are like pushing deep dish on me, and that's not pizza. That's like a bread bowl with marinara sauce.
And your problem is what?
It's gross. If I want a fucking casserole, I'll eat a casserole.
Okay. It's good.
There's so many other better pizza places. Like even Domino's is better than Papa John's.
Yep.
Do you all ever have you ever heard of Sir Pizza? Where you all at by chance?
No.
No, because we're above the Mason. We're above the Mason-Dixon line. So,
well, I just didn't know if
we have a lot of Italians by us. I'm pretty sure there aren't a lot of Italians in Kentucky.
Well, you'd be surprised.
That's where they're hiding in Whitpro. Exactly.
I've met a few, and that's all I'm saying.
That's instead of sending Henry Hill to a nice climate, they sent him the fucking bend over Kentucky, so they live in the holler.
Look here, brother. It's not what you think it is.
No, I always look at Kentucky and I think what was I gonna say now? Oh, I think whenever I think Kentucky, I always think of the show Outsiders with Ryan Hurst. And I think that's what Kentucky's like, except for like Louisville, where Jim Cornette lives.
Does he live there?
Yeah.
Huh.
Born and raised.
Well, shit.
So there are something cool that comes from there.
I'm sorry. Hunter S. Thompson is also from
Again, no, okay, so yeah.
Muhammad Ali's from Kentucky. Johnny Depp.
Yeah, we have to give you shit.
Johnny Depp? You're really going to take credit for Johnny Depp?
What's wrong with Johnny Depp?
What's right with Johnny Depp?
Ron. No, I love Johnny Depp. He's a great actor.
The Dark Shadows movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That was bad. Whatever. Like, the funniest part of that movie was everything in here is edible. That's called cannibalism. Or he's like, even me, that's called cannibalism. And most society like looks down on that. That was the funniest thing.
He does have Jennifer Lawrence.
We do have Jennifer Lawrence.
That's probably the best.
Unfortunately, I don't actually have Jennifer Lawrence.
You guys also, unfortunately, have Billy Ray Cyrus.
Hey, man, my achy breaky heart. Let me tell you. No, you're right. It's horrible.
Come on, why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us, Chuck? Tell us about
My heart.
your achy
My
breaky
achy
heart.
breaky heart.
No, you got to sing it. You got to sing
Oh,
it like the way you talk. So don't break my
Don't
heart, brother.
My achy breaky heart.
Oh man. Well, you guys also do have Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah. Hey, Dwight Yoakam's cool, man. He's a rebel, dude. You don't give a fuck.
The coolest has to be Jim Varney, though.
Hey, man. Yeah. Yeah. Jim Varney. Ernest,
that's probably about it. Yeah.
No, there's more. There's definitely more.
No, not really.
Right now. Oh, shut
Larry
up.
Flint.
Hey, Larry Flint. Man.
Okay, that's okay.
Fuck Playboy, Hustler, man. Hustler's where it's at. And Larry Flint.
Why? Because they show a little bit of a
No,
little bit of the geish.
Did Larry Flint die recently?
I think he did.
Yeah, I think he did actually. I think I actually tried it.
See, now I'm looking for famous Wisconsinites that you guys would know.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Extra sharp cheddar cheese.
Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe.
Hey,
That's a good one. That's a good
Harry
one.
Houdini.
There we go.
Fred McMurray, Gina Rollins, Don Amici, Orson Welles, Tom Wopat, Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tom Snyder. I didn't know that. God, he's such a horrible interviewer, though. Bob Uecker.
Oh well, there was a comment just made. Yeah, we do have George C. Romero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else?
Well,
Les Paul.
What is C. Romero best known for?
Well, here lately is definitely the heavy metal.
He made Heavy Metal magazine.
Frederick
Well,
March.
He's got what?
Jackie Mason. Georgia O'Keeffe and her pussy paintings.
Stop.
What?
He's got a couple of comics out with heavy metal. He's got the Rise out with Heavy Metal magazine. Awesome comic, actually. And
Liberace
and all that shit. Is Liberace where you're from?
He's not from my city, but you're thinking Night of the Living Dead is his dad, and that was Pittsburgh.
Yes. Yeah.
Frank Lloyd Wright's from Wisconsin.
He's got some good houses.
Frederick March is from my hometown, and he was in the original A Star Is Born, which is way better than a lot of the remakes that came out. But he's a great actor, and he unlike Orson Welles, he didn't shit talk Wisconsin when he left. He actually came back and used his status as a back. You gotta remember it was the 30s and 40s, so he used his status as an actor to put the spotlight on us every once in a while. Unlike Orson Welles, who was shit talking Kenosha every second he had.
Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that.
I like how I'm talking about Orson Welles on a podcast that's pretty horror-ish. But then again, Orson Welles was pretty horrible in the Transformers movie.
A lot of people were. What's your favorite Transformer movie?
The animated one. The original.
What about you?
I'll say the animated one. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
I don't give a fuck with movies.
You don't?
Not my shit.
Man, I'm originally from Missouri, and we do not have very many famous people born there. We got Eminem, Mark Twain.
Hey, Mark Twain's a pretty big deal.
John Goodman, that's probably the coolest.
Hey, John Goodman's awesome. We love him in this house.
Great, man.
Oh, Chuck Berry.
Fuck him.
Well,
Chuck
what do you
Berry
have against Chuck Berry?
Are you serious? Do we want to get onto that on this podcast?
Really?
I think all of us actually know what we shouldn't talk about when it comes to Chuck Berry.
Fair enough.
Actually, funny story though is
James Gunn too.
Well, real quick.
Well, that's okay.
A while back, when my kid was starting at a new school, the principal, when I was meeting him the first time, he had Chuck Berry all over his room, all over his office. And I was like, "Oh, you're a Chuck Berry fan?" And he's like, yeah, I think he was just a one of the greatest guitar players, blah, blah. I was, no, definitely. He definitely had his own style. But do you realize all the shit that he did? And he's like, what do you mean? And I told him about the cameras in the fucking bathrooms and like how he was with women and da 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 da. And he was like, oh, okay. And I shit you not, 2 weeks later, I went back in that office and everything was gone.
Oh, see, I just hold on.
Yeah.
I just found some more famous people from Wisconsin. Okay, check this out. Tom Laughlin, Billy Jack is from Wisconsin. Heather Graham.
Wait, Tom McLaughlin, like Jason Lives, Tom McLaughlin?
No, Tom Laughlin. He played Billy
Laughlin.
Jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
Howard Hawks, who was a director back in the day. Let's see here. Hattie McDaniel, who was the first African American to win an Academy Award. She's from Milwaukee. Let's see who else here.
Vincent Price.
Yeah, okay. Who else we got here? All sorts of fucking people. Oh no, we're not going to talk about that guy. No, I forgot he's from here, so we're not going to talk about him.
What guy?
That one guy, the director.
Oh, the guy that made that one movie that I can't stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer Tracy's from here. Let's see here. Mark Webb, the director's from here. Gene Wilder, the Zucker brothers. Tony Shalhoub, Monk. Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, is from Kenosha. He's not too far from me. Let's see. A lot of people wanted to get the fuck out of here.
Can you blame them?
I mean, no, but
have you
have you
heard anything at all?
Have I heard anything at all?
Yeah, at all.
Well, I let's see.
Oh, Dan Harmon.
She might be having some tech trouble. I'll let you know once I know more.
Oh, okay.
Joel Hodgson, creator of MST3K. I'm trying to keep it going, folks. I'm really trying here.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Save us, Uncle Ron. Save us.
Trying. Tom Welling, Superman from Smallville.
Okay.
I just heard a grunt from the other room. They fucking hate that show. Kurtwood Smith. Sound familiar? Can you fly, Bobby? Or how about Bitches Leave? Red Foreman from that 70s show. He was on in RoboCop.
Oh, shit. Yeah. RoboCop 2.
Yeah. Let's see.
That was my favorite one.
Is it?
Who else? All sorts of great people. I'm just waiting for them to add mine. Oh, Peter Weller's from here. I forgot. My boy RoboCop.
Yeah, man. Leviathan.
Who else?
But no, nobody likes Leviathan. What?
Nobody does.
Shut up. It's a fucking good movie, dude. It's kind of stupid, but it's still a good movie.
David Koepp is from here. He's the 9th most successful screenwriter of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time. He wrote Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
The book?
No, the movies, the adaptations. Carlito's Way, Mission Impossible, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man that Sam Raimi directed, The War of the Worlds, 2005, Angels and Demons, Stir of Echoes, Secret Window, Ghost Town. I wasn't going to mention the third movie that they listed here.
So he's pretty much unnamed.
What's the third one?
Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
What a bad movie.
It was so bad. And now they're making part 5.
I don't know. Well,
it wasn't horrible. I mean, I've seen worse. But
it was pretty bad.
And John Matuzak is from Wisconsin. Now, you may not know who that is by his name, but he played Sloth in the Goonies. He was a football player.
Hands down, the most famous person from Wisconsin. He was in the Goonies. You can't top that with anybody else you said.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
The Goonies is great. I love the Goonies. It's one of my favorites.
Classic.
It is. It is a great, great film.
Amazing.
Top 10 easily.
It's amazing.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
No, we're not going to.
Yeah. Because if there's people from Kentucky and I do that imitation, we'll probably lose viewers.
Maybe not.
Nobody here actually watches. Nobody gives a fuck about me. Okay, so
actually, he's from I'm talking about the guy who wrote the adaptation, the film adaptation, Sean.
Well, anyways,
yeah, enough of our jibber jabber.
Get too carried away. Let's go ahead and, after a small delay, introduce our guest for this evening.
Excellent.
The great Patricia Tallman.
No, I'm so embarrassed. I can't even be on this show anymore. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry, you guys. Oh my God.
Don't feel bad because I have technical issues every week that we do this.
But mostly, honestly, I have to be honest with you. My technical issues were really that it's my birthday and my family was surprising me and I spaced out the time and I got really distracted. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Happy 25th birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday!
Thank you. It's my Beatles' birthday, guys. Can you imagine which one that is? When I'm 64. Ba-doom, boom.
That's hard to believe, really.
Well, it's the goddamn truth. So there you go. It is what it is.
Well, you get a big happy birthday from all of us over here.
Thank you so much. Definitely. I'm really, really sorry, you guys. Totally.
Nah, we were just talking about famous people from where we live.
Yeah.
You can't.
I won.
My office is so dark because the text shit was that we've had a minor blackout in my section of the house. So I was completely just trying to figure out, like, you can't even, I've torn out my shelving units to try to figure out where the wires go. And then everyone distracted me and boy, the time went by. I'm really sorry.
There's a technical issue, so let's get her drunk.
Exactly. Oh, happy birthday. And so too much. Are you guys watching What We Do in the Shadows? Have you watched that?
I'm really far behind on it.
Okay.
All right. It's a good show though.
I'm very, very excited and waiting for the next season. I've even been watching the Wellington Paranormal. Oh,
Isn't
it started
that hilarious?
already?
It just started. Mark Hamill posted that it started and I tried to get in, but I think his time was a little different than my time, but yeah, as of today, it should be live on Hulu. So,
oh man, I'm gonna have to go.
I know.
All right, and the episode is over, guys. I'm gonna go watch What We Do in the Shadows.
And I'm sure there's a bottle of wine in the other room that Patricia's still trying to
try to make sure before everyone else has it, and it's Wellington Paranormal is also really worth a watch. It's silly as hell and really, really fun.
Oh, very well done too.
Well done.
As far as like newer shows, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not into too many things that are brand new, but that is a show that I am 100% behind. It is hilarious.
He hates new stuff. He's still watching reruns of Andy Griffith. So.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. Wow. So what is that? You're not sharing. You're not sharing.
Whatever. It's a cigarette.
Oh, it's just a cig. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Give her some of your whiskey, dude. Give her some of your whiskey. You got plenty to go around.
Nice.
If I could, I would. Believe me.
Okay, so where do you live that you're just like smoking and drinking, Chuck Nasty?
Funky, of course.
Mr. Nasty.
That's awesome to hear that you saying money. Mount Sterling, Kentucky, actually.
Okay, and it all just makes sense. All of it just comes together. Okay, got it.
All right. Yeah.
Fair enough. And you guys, where are you from, JB? Where are you?
I'm originally from Missouri, but now I am close to Toledo, Ohio. I live in Sylvania.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Uncle Ron?
Oh wow! She just said my name. Oh my God! I can die a happy man now.
Ron.
No, Uncle Ron's just fine. But no, I'm a little bit south of Milwaukee.
Okay.
So I'm over in Orson Welles territory.
Excellent.
See,
Ooh.
Somebody appreciates Orson Welles besides me.
Are you kidding?
Hey, I like Orson Welles.
Oh my God, what a master! And we are where we are in the entertainment industry. Because of people like him who were he was ridiculous, wasn't he? I mean, he just went, to hell with all this. I'm gonna do my own thing, and
he terrified everyone, and that's great.
He couldn't get the camera low enough, so he just tore the floor out.
In the floor.
Yeah,
brilliant.
It worked.
It changed everything for everybody. It was mind blowing.
It really was.
It was.
So anyways, we definitely want to start off by thanking you very much for being able to come on and
oh, you're so sweet. And again,
if we would have known it was your
everyone.
birthday, we would have scheduled it on a different day.
No, it's all on me. I said no, fine, it's fine. My actual birthday's not till tomorrow. I was.
Oh, never
today,
mind. Then I take
but
that back.
I get all goofed up.
I'm out of here.
Well, we still do appreciate it very much, and we appreciate your time. I know that it's probably limited, so we will make the best of it.
I think that's the more of the problem is just the brain cell time is.
Well, you are going to get along great with us then.
No.
What's going on? Where are we again?
Uncle Ron, doesn't that sound kind of pervy?
He is.
Okay,
I am.
All right, cool.
He really
I just want to make sure.
I just came back from a meeting, so it's okay.
Okay, a perv meeting? A meeting of pervs?
Yeah, actually,
Yes.
it's a meeting of And
Right.
Chuck was there, but he was in the back. He hasn't spoken yet because you know how everybody has to share. Yeah, he hasn't yet.
Yeah,
Hey.
Rod's
Yep,
definitely
been there.
led an interesting life.
Been there, Chuck. It's
I was
really
just gonna. I was just gonna ask, what kind of wine are you drinking?
This is a Rodney Strong 2018. I wasn't sure. It's a Pinot Noir, and I wasn't sure because I'm really particular about my Pinot Noirs. But it's actually pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
You say that to the guy who bangs drums like a caveman is
Okay.
drinking
Right.
whiskey.
Chuck's
he's
closest
like,
thing to wine
"You
is
don't know
MD
what?"
2020.
I'm drinking whiskey 2021.
Well, when you started to say bangs, I got nervous. I wasn't sure where we were going. But banging drums is totally fine. That's good.
Yeah,
yeah.
Drums, that's good. Are you a drummer then?
I'm a drummer and a vocalist of the band. Yeah,
Oh, excellent. My son's a drummer.
it's a good thing, man.
It is a good thing. It is a really good thing.
Drummers are never late. They're always on time.
No.
Well, good
No.
drummers are always
Let's
on
hope.
time.
Let's hope anyway, right?
Well, it
Yeah,
depends.
we
How
would
old's
assume so.
how old's your son?
27.
Does he smoke weed?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, then he's probably
I
late for
love this
practice
woman.
because that's how I'm always.
We grow. We're in California. We grow our own.
Oh, I
personally don't smoke because I just can't. But I completely support those who do. Have no problem.
used to all the time, and then I got this job working for the government, and
Yeah.
I can't.
You get pee tested and stuff.
Well, it could be random, so
Yeah,
I
I
just,
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Plus,
That's all
for
right.
the last 12 years, I got really tired of carrying fake pee with me.
Yeah, oh gosh.
So,
I shouldn't have said that. No.
well, I'm clean now, so it don't matter.
It don't matter, right?
No.
Well, that's a good thing. No,
Right.
I think that there's a lot of great things about cannabis that now we're free to explore. I've got a friend who's coming out of surgery and she's doing no meds except for a little bit of cannabis, and it's helping her so much. And things like that, just we've got to pay attention.
Well, plus you see those videos of people who are having seizures and they're given a little bit of of hemp oil, and it's like they come out
amazing.
of yeah, it's like a miracle drug.
It is. My partner uses it for sleep, and it's changed his life. When you're sleep deprived, how it just gets to a point where basic functioning isn't working anymore, and if it helps him sleep, oh, it's so great, great.
I have Crohn's disease, and that
yeah.
my old doctor actually. I didn't take medicine for like 10 years,
Right.
and he's like, "How are you doing as well as you are?" And I was like, "I just smoke a lot of weed," and he's like, "Keep doing it."
Right.
And I didn't see him for like 6 years, and then found out that he'd retired. And I went to a new doctor, and he's like, "Hey, unfortunately, things aren't going. Apparently, my whiskey drinking is a problem."
I didn't want to say that's not up to me, but I think Crohn's is. I knew that cannabis helped Crohn's, but yeah, alcohol is a problem, isn't it? Yeah.
But you go, Chuck.
And well,
I know.
Kentucky.
I get it. We all have our thing. We all have.
Right.
He
Like
just
you
sucks
said
the
earlier,
sour mash out
everything
of
made sense when you said you were from Kentucky.
Yeah, everything.
well.
made
I prefer smoke, though, man. I prefer smoke. So
Right. Okay, well, you just take care of yourself, man, because that's the important part. Everybody should. I just want everyone to be okay.
You know,
Take
I
care of
never really
yourself.
gave a shit about taking care of myself, but now that you said it, I think I will.
Aw. Whatever that means to
Now
you.
he's gonna go roll
mean,
another joint.
It kind of means something to each of us, right? We all have our own way of taking care of ourselves, but it's
Yeah, if I can
important.
just quit these fucking things.
I've had friends of mine who were heroin addicts who said that tobacco was by far harder to
Yep.
give up.
Yep.
By far.
Ray Charles said the same thing.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's fucked up. I know it's tough. Oh, can we curse? Like I haven't been cursing.
Oh
for the
yeah,
past 10
no,
minutes?
you're
You know what? I
fucking
don't know.
fine, man.
I've been
Yeah.
very fucking offended by it. So
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you perv Uncle Ron, I thought might be. So I was a little
I was very offended. Yeah. I mean, whenever we talk about our weird pervy exploits, we always do it in a very nice and family friendly manner.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's accessible to everyone.
We use technical
Sometimes
terms.
it's family friendly.
That's never family friendly. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, it depends on your family, I would say. That.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
definitely not family friendly.
Not-
I went to
not-
breakfast.
not
I went to
Uncle Ron's
breakfast with my.
stories.
I'm gonna tell an Uncle Ron story. I went to breakfast with my dad one time, and he was wearing a T-shirt out in public that actually offended me. Not so much because it offended me, but because people had to see it. And it said, "I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll take a look."
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
What
actually
about the
funny.
story you're going to tell Chuck later?
Oh yeah, I'll
Oh.
tell Chuck that story. Yeah, that's not for mixed company. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah,
No.
I'm
No.
gonna post a link for you guys to share for me. While we're just being ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
I have a book out, and I would love for you to share this. This is where my book is. I'm supporting my friends from Babylon 5, Claudia, Peter, Bill, any of my friends that come in and want to sell their things. So I do have a store. Thank you so much for posting it. Wow, that's so great.
Oh, not a problem at all.
I have a book out that's just about my time on Babylon 5 and everything else I was doing in between, including, getting ridiculous behind the scenes. It's a little risque, my book, but I think it's also a really good peek into the life of a working actor. Someone who's not famous, but making a living doing what they do.
Risque. I'll have to bring it with me to the next meeting.
There
I've
you go.
actually checked out the store already beforehand, and
Uh-huh.
there are some really interesting things on there for sure. Because
Cool,
I
thank
noticed
you.
you got like a lot of like signed photographs with a large amount of the members from it. Not to mention bikini photo shoots, not of you, but
Claudia
Oh.
Christian, who has a much
Oh.
better body than I do, but yeah. I'm way curvier. Let's say I'd be kind to myself where I'm curvier. Claudia's gorgeous, and so we have some things in there. Some of them are one of a
There's nothing wrong with
kind.
curves.
I'm so glad to hear you
Yes.
say that.
Yes. Not-
and
hey, I agree too.
And
okay?
there's more
I agree
things.
Too late. She already said it to me, pal.
Yes, I did specifically to Uncle Ron.
That's right.
Anyway, and we put up new things all the time, so I appreciate you guys. Anyone stopping by and supporting us. The money all goes to the actor, and that helps a lot. We really appreciate it. Being a working actor doesn't mean that you are able to make a living as an actor. It means that you are very creative and you do a lot of things.
Well,
You
that's
do
why a lot of people.
things.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder why Matthew McConaughey does the car commercials, and it's because when you're in between movies, there's nothing or TV shows or whatever. There's nothing going on. You got to do commercial work to get by.
You do whatever you can. That's
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
everybody thinks we all are. We all make these fabulous livings. And I don't know about Mr. McConaughey. Maybe I'm sure he does very well for himself. But the rest of us, it's a thing. So I appreciate it. I really do.
right. I will say
Thank
though, by far, and I know I might be a little bit biased because you're on the show and not everybody else, but this is by far my favorite item that is on that site, and it
Oh,
I absolutely love it, and obviously here in a few moments we probably will have questions regarding both Night of the Living Dead as well as Army of Darkness, which, believe it or not, we haven't done Night of the Living Dead yet on our show, but we are actually going through all the Evil Dead movies at the moment. We've done the first one. We're getting ready for the second one here in 2 weeks, Chuck? Not next week, but
Yes.
the week after. And then we'll be going into
Okay.
Army of Darkness, which Your character in that is
one of the more iconic Deadites.
Cool.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes,
well,
definitely.
hands down, probably the most iconic. I'd say, especially with Army of Darkness, like with the first one, we got the Deadite under in the basement, with the chained up door, which is a pretty iconic one. But as far as Army of Darkness goes,
Yeah,
that is like one of the
witch.
most memorable scenes in that entire movie.
cool. I do. I was this is back in the day, but Sam and Bruce called me from the car back when and car phones were like the size of your Kleenex box. They, we were huge car things. They called me from the car saying, "We just came from the editing bay. You're the best monster ever." They were going on, and I was.
That
so
sounds like
straight.
Sam. That
It
sounds
was-
like Sam.
Oh, I was. I wish I could have recorded it and saved it forever. But
What I love
they
though
loved
is
it.
that those two films actually have another connection that a lot of people don't realize, that not just you being in it, but you both you're in a movie with Bill Moseley twice,
Oh,
because he
yeah.
plays Johnny in Night, and he
Yep.
plays the Deadite captain
Right,
in Army of Darkness.
And there's a film called Dead Air.
Dead Air.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
And
Very
you
And
like
underrated.
before
Mike
I
Ex-
forget, he did say to tell Patty Tallman I said hi. I was just at Astronomicon and got a chance to meet him, and
Aw.
he told us the story of how he actually got the role of Johnny, which was a pretty interesting story. To say
I
the least.
was more interested in how he got the role playing the cook in Texas Chainsaw 3D, because replacing Jim Sedow is kind of a tall order, but
Well, to be
Whatever.
fair, he didn't allow much time to talk to him, and he wouldn't let anybody record him either.
well, he was busy getting Little Caesars.
Yeah, he was getting Little Caesars there too.
It's
He's a
hilarious.
funny guy, though. He really is.
He's great. I really love Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been my brother, my ex-husband, and my captain
That's
so far.
that's a strange combination.
It almost sounds like you're from
And-
Kentucky.
We're not dead yet, so anything could happen. Right? Anything could happen.
Fair
This is
enough.
true. This is
Fair
really true.
enough.
There we go.
I-
Few more
I-
relationships to exploit.
Well, yeah, it is really sad that him as Johnny only lasted like what 3 minutes on screen, if that.
I know. But it was so good, and it was appropriate. It was so appropriate for him.
Oh yeah.
In a way.
He also told us how he improv the whole their horny line and
Right,
everything
right.
too.
Yeah.
He had some pretty
The
cool things to
horny
say.
ball, bro.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh
Right, and
yeah.
that became a classic right there.
That's actually a question I was going to ask, and since we have you here, I know George wrote the script for it. And did he have any issues with any kind of improving like that?
Basically, we always shot the scenes straight on, how they were written for sure, and then we would, if there was any vamping to be done. So he had both versions. He could 86 anything he didn't like, if that makes sense.
Did he have? He didn't have final say over this because Tom was.
Oh
Tom
yeah,
Savini-
no,
he
no,
did.
he did. Oh, sure.
Oh,
He pretty much, from what I've seen in interviews with Tom Savini or whatever, Romero pretty much was just like, you do whatever you need to do.
Right.
Like, you have this. I trust you.
He does.
I mean,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And he
yeah.
did an awesome job. So.
and it's one of the. And it's. I would argue it's the best horror remake ever.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. I
Yes.
think that
Me and Chuck
they
had
did
that
an
exact
amazing
conversation.
job.
Well, there's
Yeah.
only one other film that is a better remake than the original, and I would say that's The Fly.
Cool.
Well,
right.
yeah.
Well, let's
Fair
get Jeff
enough.
Goldblum. We'll talk about that.
Well, no, I'm
Fair
just saying. I'm just
Okay,
mentioning The
So-
Fly.
so far. Yeah. I get it though. Yeah.
No, seriously though, I agree with Ron on that. Because at the time when Night of the Living Dead was remade, there wasn't the whole remake thing really wasn't a big deal. And of course, like I didn't, I saw it when I was, fucking 9 maybe
Mhm.
on Monster Vision with Joe
Oh, I
Bob.
can't believe you watched that movie when you were that young.
Oh
Holy
no,
shit.
like I was raised on horror films from a
I
father who
would
doesn't
let-
even like horror
Oh
movies.
my god, I wouldn't let my kid watch it. I didn't even let him watch Jurassic Park. How many
No.
cigarettes is that in like 10 minutes? This is your
He's
third
chain
cigarette?
smoking like crazy. You should have heard him before this show. He's like, "Oh, I'm so
Chuck.
nervous. I'm so nervous."
Actually, hey, I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre at 7, so it's not,
This is the
whatever.
last one for a while, I promise.
Okay. All right.
He's lying.
Bitch, by Patricia Tallman.
No, he's just gonna go back to whatever. Have a
He'll go back to the other cigarettes.
right.
I think all of
Yeah,
us started
well.
horror at a young age, though. Like I know I was watching.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit younger than these guys. I was born in '88, but by the time I'm like 92, 93, I was already watching, like Leprechaun and Child's Play and
Right.
Warlock and all that.
We're
kind
talking
of
about
stuff.
horror,
Wow.
not Leprechaun.
Hey, that was a great
Hey.
movie.
Hey, the first one, man. The first one.
It really was.
Yeah, I
It
guess.
was fun. It was fun. That what
But-
Ernest Scared Stupid, of course. It's like the
Oh
greatest
my
scary movie.
God.
I will say though, you can tell that George had less and less to do with the films of his being remade because people that watch the show know my disdain for Zack Snyder and his remake of Dawn of the Dead.
I didn't see it. I was
Don't waste your 2.5 hours. Why? Who would
Yeah.
make a zombie
Dawn
movie
of the
that
Dead's
long? It's
good.
not.
The remake's good.
No, it's not. It's bad. It's
Yes,
horrible.
are you
I'll tell you
really?
why.
We're
I'll
not
tell
doing
you why.
this.
I'll tell you why. I'll make it quick. I'll make it quick.
Oh.
It takes place in Milwaukee, right? I'm doing that with air quotes on purpose because there's no mall in Milwaukee that would have that is that open. Second, there is no mall in Milwaukee that has a KFC where all of the buckets are in French. Pay attention, it's in French. Okay? So it's clear that they're shooting in Vancouver. And third rather, because numbers, there are no tropical islands in the middle of Lake Michigan.
No,
okay.
there's not.
Plus, running zombies are garbage.
Fair enough. There's a tropical island in this movie.
Yeah, at the end of it,
the
in
very
the
end of
post
it,
credits, they get to
Yeah,
an island,
Oh,
an
boy.
island in Lake Michigan with palm trees.
Whatever.
So
Global warming, maybe. I don't know.
No, and Zack Snyder's from Wisconsin, so that's shame on you, Zack
Shame
Snyder.
on him.
Shame on you and your Justice League cut. Sorry, let's go on.
Oh God. This is supposed to be an
That's wrong.
interview with Patricia Tallman, not my
Can we
bitch
start
about
asking
how
her
much
more
you like
questions then?
fucking Zack
It's
Snyder.
really okay, but I
I think as long as the guest has fun.
I can't.
Yeah,
comment
that's
on
also
it.
true.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it, so
Hold on, because I wasn't finished talking a minute ago.
Well, you talk too much and you're drunk and you smoke a lot.
I'm not. Whatever. Hey, I'm buzzed. Leave me alone. No, what I was saying though is, like when I first saw this movie, like I'd seen the original, and so I really wasn't sure what to expect. I watched this fucking movie and it became like my favorite, like instantly. Like I got home from school,
Aw.
did my homework, and watched the movie. And the one thing that always I always thought was really cool was the fact that Barbara wasn't boring in this one. And
Barbara was a
I-
badass in this one.
I always appreciated your Barbara. You took no shit, and you and Tony Todd were a great team in that fucking movie. I mean, completely.
I love Tony. So good. Well, the great thing about the opportunity to be in this movie was that George had written Barbara to be current to the day. Judy O'Day did an amazing job for the 1968 version. I mean, that is a real thing that happens to people. You go into fight, flight, or freeze in these kind of situations, right? Your brain just does this thing and you're a victim of it. You don't even know what's happening. She really, that's better than sometimes the other things that women did in science fiction movies or horror movies back in those days. So I knew that I wasn't, when I heard George was remaking this, my friends were saying, oh, you should audition. I thought, I have no interest in playing that kind of woman. That's not what I'm going to do. That's not my life. I'm not going to do that. And Tom said, no, Patty, you got to read the script. It's different.
So Tom approached you about it then.
He did.
Okay.
And he said, it's rewritten. You got to read it. And when I read it, I was like, oh, okay, I see.
Because you're
cool.
kind of been like in your early career is kind of like around like the Romero universe. You were in Knight Riders and Tales from the Dark Side.
I know.
Monkey
it just turned out
Shines.
that way.
Yeah,
that was not a plan. That just kind of and that's, may I say, that's what you guys see, because that was the media. I was doing theater. I was living in New York City, so I was doing a lot of theater. That's the thing about theater, isn't it? The only people who are there see it and remember it, and it's gone. So the lovely thing about film and television is that there's something left over, and you get to view it later on in life. But I was working a lot You just didn't see it.
And there's something to be said about theater because there's no second take when you're on stage.
Oh my God, no.
That's it. I could never do theater because I would have like, can we do that again? What's the line?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I loved. That's my first love. That's why I got into this business. But anyway. I was really blessed that I ended up in that universe. Let's see. So I went to, after Carnegie Mellon, I ended up in New York City, and in 1980, George was doing Night Riders, and I auditioned for it in New York, strangely. And so I ended up going back to Pittsburgh to shoot the film. And that's the first time I was ever in front of a camera, was with George Romero as a director. And he was just the best. I'm so blessed that was my experience.
Heard he was a big teddy bear.
Exactly right. And you look at him, he's this big guy, kind of dark hair, dark beard, writing these horror things, zombies that are scary. You could kind of imagine he might be an unpleasant, formidable dude. He was opposite. He was so kind and such an artist and such a collaborator. He really encouraged that, not only with his actors, but the crew. Everybody was really devoted to George.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, is a lot of horror directors are very quiet people, and a lot of them are vegan, which is even weirder. Yeah.
Or is it weird? Maybe it makes sense. Like
Mick Garris. When you talk to Mick Garris, he's very quiet. But Toby Hooper. Toby Hooper was real quiet, reserved. And
I've never met Toby, but I also met Stephen King, and he's the same way. He's also very tall, dark. You anticipate being kind of a scary dude, kind, nice, funny.
Big sweetheart.
Yeah.
Creepy as hell on Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch that
show.
Show. I couldn't watch that show. I couldn't watch Sons of Anarchy. Anyway, yes.
He was very creepy on that show.
I bet. Capable, but also lovely, lovely person. So yeah, I was.
So how did you go from, you went from theater to acting, but then when did the stunt work kind of come in?
I was going to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I fell into it. Oh, I actually,
Nice.
I know, dumb. I met stunt people on Night Riders, actually, and they were LA stunt guys. I was living in New York at the time. And I just was, I kind of, my mind was open to the idea of, oh, that's a career. You can do stunts for I don't know why I was so stupid, but it didn't really occur to me that was a job. We're talking about 1980 now, kids, so forgive me. Then while I was in New York, I took dance classes, but I also took period sword technique classes because I'm a huge nerd. And
it's okay, we are too.
Yeah, and I met people.
Want to see my comic book collection?
I met folks who were doing stunts for a living in these sword technique classes, and one of them was a stunt coordinator. Several of them were, but one of them said, "Hey, I need an actress, 5'9". I need some person to double my actress, 5'9", red hair. You'd be great. Would you be willing?" And I was like, yeah, I guess. What does that mean? So they took me aside and kind of taught me what to do. And I learned on the job for the first several jobs of what that meant. And then I started to train with stunt people to get more specific, because it turned out, in a weird way, I was really good at it. And because of my height, my size, my coloring, I was good to double a lot of people. And it turned out I could make in a day what I was making in a month, working odd jobs, trying to make ends meet in New York. So, and it was in my union, Screen Actors Guild. So it was like this beautiful blending of worlds. And back in those days, you didn't talk about, if you were doing a stunt job, you didn't talk about being an actor. And if you were an actor on an acting job, you didn't talk about being a stunt person. Those worlds did not work together at all. So I in my life, I never was able to reap the benefits of say on Jurassic Park, when I was doubling Laura Dern and working with Spielberg, I couldn't talk to Spielberg about being an actor. It just didn't. Yeah.
How much work did you have doubling? I know there was a lot of stunts involving her, but was that a lot of work to double her?
It was enough. I did this big scene in the rotunda when the T-Rex comes in and chomps and the raptors attack. It was just, and the humans are kind of all in the middle of that. That was the end. We did a big scene where Jeff Goldblum is being rescued in a Jeep, and T-Rex is chasing you. See, my experience of that isn't what you saw in the movie, of course, obviously. But we didn't know, because we didn't know we were shooting Jurassic Park. We hadn't seen it. We'd never seen it. We didn't know those effects. We didn't know what it was going to look like. We thought, okay, cool. It's a dinosaur movie. Done a zombie movie, done this, done that. Okay, cool. And all right, we got this action. We're going to focus on our jobs. And that's what we did. We went to the theater and we saw it. We were just like Sam Neill and, with your knees wobbling and going, what the hell? Wow. Oh my God. That's amazing. We didn't know. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
Plus, you don't turn down Spielberg when he calls, right?
I didn't turn down Gary Himes, who is his stunt coordinator.
That's fair too.
Right?
You actually did quite a bit of stunt work too. I think you actually have more stunt credits than you do acting credits. But I mean, everything from just like regular TV shows, Naked Gun, 33 and a third. You even did stunts on Bowfinger, which is pretty incredible.
I don't even remember that movie had any stunts.
It was I think
I love that movie.
We did a whole bunch of scenes, and I don't remember what actually ended up in the film. And there's movies like that I don't remember being in because they changed the name of it. And they said, "Oh, Pat, you were in this thing in the what?" And I was like, "What?" It was called sense. When we shot it. It was called something else. You were doubling Joan Severance. I'm like, oh, yeah. You doubled Sarah Silverman. Oh, yeah. But it wasn't called that when we shot it. I don't remember. There's so many weird things like the Godzilla we did. You're working against monsters and green screens. You don't see. You don't know. All you know is that all of a sudden their tail is coming through the plate glass window and you're supposed to react. Well, what we see are the newspaper
cardboard cutouts and stuff.
No, we don't get that. No, they don't do that at all. No. We see like the glass all of a sudden explodes and we react to that, or the newspaper vending machines come flying at you, and so you better react because you don't want to get hit by those. You don't know that that was caused by her foot. Godzilla kicked those.
Yeah, nowadays you get the tennis ball on a stick.
We had for the Jeep scene in Jurassic Park, we had a stick with a cardboard cutout with a happy face and teeth. That was it.
That's okay. Yeah.
They didn't want to give away too much to you guys.
And that was just to give us an eye line. Do you guys know what an eye line is now?
Yeah, where you're supposed to be looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's my eye line. When he screwed with Spielberg, says, "Okay, Pat 1, my eye line's there." Then, okay, guys, give her eye line 2. Okay, Pat, when I say 2, you turn your head that way. So that's going to be 2. And then 3 is when the door of the Jeep is going to implode, meaning her head hit the side of the Jeep. So you go, okay. And then you go and do it, but you don't even have the stick anymore. You have nothing. You just remember where your eye line is supposed to be.
Very interesting for sure.
It was cool. It was super fun. I mean, I loved it. It was really
what's like the worst injury you've had doing stunts?
So I would say I've broken my back a couple times. And
Jesus.
It's the what it is, honestly, guys, it's the cumulative. I'm dealing with now some crazy neck and hip pain. And it's from years of it and now getting older. Now I'm 64. So now I'm paying for it. And I don't even know what it is yet. I have to go get an MRI and have it looked at. It's probably arthritis with X, Y, and Z added in, all this other shit. It's a problem. I know I've got arthritis in my neck. So I'd say the worst things are the cumulative issues for me. having to do with just brutalizing my body over the years. Being a professional athlete, guys, you guys have heard this before, right? With football players or whatever you do, soccer players, that you cannot put that kind of stress, wear and tear, working out on your body and not pay for it. Even if you're an Olympic athlete and you take perfect care of yourself, you're going to pay for it. And that's what's happening to me now.
Makes sense.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Really
yeah.
does.
So even though the injuries happen in the day and I've broken like everything at one point or another, that's not the problem. That healed. The problem is the cumulative effects of it are causing me a lot of challenges. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I definitely understand that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I have to ask you. I mean, you've been in a ton of things. I mean, TV shows, movies, shorts. I believe even some music videos as well.
I have. That's right. Wow. Back in the day when we did those, right?
I miss them. I grew up.
I thought we weren't supposed to bring up Whitesnake. I'm
kidding. So, anyways, what I want to ask you is, what would you consider, like, I know that you have things that are obviously a little bit more iconic than other ones, like your portrayal of Barbara and everything like that. But what was your favorite role actually playing?
I think my actual favorite things have to do with theater, which nobody saw, right?
Somebody did.
Somebody did.
I believe you did that in Michigan too, didn't you?
I did a couple of seasons of summer stock in Michigan at the
I was just going to ask if you did summer stock. Oh my God.
Oh, for sure. That's how you get your equity card, dude. And I loved it. I was young too. I started at 14, 15. And I did dinner theater. I did a lot of musical theater, Pittsburgh Civic Light Opera. And then I went to New York City and did a lot of theater there. So my favorite stuff was probably with the Riverside Shakespeare Company doing Shakespeare. And I got to do Rosalind and As You Like It. It's, some awesome parts.
Did you do Hamlet?
That's really cool.
I didn't do Hamlet.
No,
I didn't. I did Lady M in the Scottish play.
I was just going to ask you. I was going to say, these guys probably won't know what I'm talking about when I call it the Scottish play.
I did that here in LA. So that was cool.
That's
we're not allowed to say the name of the play.
It's
when I had John Cassier on a while back, he was very, very excited to talk about his theater days as well.
Right. I think that most actors are the mastery that it requires to be on stage for 2 to 3 hours and remember all your words and to take the audience on this journey, this adventure with you and hold them with you is oh my goodness.
Did you kind of get
there are no retakes either? You definitely, it's a whole different kind of level, so you have to do it right the first time.
There's nobody between you and the audience, and in films and television, of course, you've got the editor, you got the director, you got all this other crap going on, so hopefully your performance comes through, but you don't have any control over that.
When you went from theater to being on the screen, did it almost seem easier for you? Like, oh, this is nothing.
As far as learning the words, right, that's true. But when it comes to, I don't mean this in a negative way at all. But I was working when I started working more in television, especially television. Actors don't work the same way. So you're meeting actors who are never been on a stage. That's not where they're coming from at all. So their technique is very different. And whatever your opinion is on technique, I've plenty of actors make fun of me for being a method actor. But there's also the reverse of that, which is I'm a very collaborative actor. I want to work with you. I want you to impact me in my performance. And there's a lot of actors that don't care if the script supervisor is reading your words. They don't want to have anything to do with you. And that was really interesting.
Yeah, when you have to get the A shot and the B shot and you're shooting over someone's shoulder, it'd be great if the other actor was reading the lines with you so you could react to the way they're saying things, You know, but you said your method. Did you actually like? If are you so method that you actually shot Tom Towles in the head?
I would have loved to have shot him in the head. He deserved it. No, I'm kidding. I love Tommy. He was a dear friend. No, I think that you're getting a crazy view of what method acting is. That method acting just means you really do try to put yourself in the shoes.
Oh, I know. I was making a joke.
I know, but I think people who don't know, they really do think, oh, method actors really think that they are that person.
Yeah, we're not talking method like what's his face?
I'm not saying that there aren't actors who don't go far south into that world. I mean, there's always the extremists, kids. There's always
Jared Leto.
I can't. And then the guy from There Will Be Blood. I can't remember his name.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. That guy.
Love that
a whole
guy.
other level. That's a whole other level.
And it depends too. I mean, I was in the room with David Duchovny and Brad Pitt on the film California.
California, yeah.
And they're both very, you could consider, they might not consider themselves, I'm not telling any tales out of school, but just that they were very method for that. They were very much into that moment, into that world, considering each other, using each other's performance and working with that. It was a wonderful thing to watch. I thought it was great, but they weren't psychotic. Leaving they were serial killers.
I will say this though. I've directed people who've done theater and musical theater and stuff like that. But if you try and direct somebody coming straight from community theater to being in a film, it's lights out. It's like you cannot work with them. It's because they get really, really, really into like backstory. I'm like, look, you don't need to know all this stuff just to figure out what kind of shoes they're wearing.
That's not a professional actor. Community theater is not. That's different. That's a hobbyist.
When your budget's next to nothing, you gotta take what you can get.
Okay, fair enough. And you're not working with union actors and people that have we're trying to actually make a living doing this thing.
I wish I was at that point, but
right. So yeah, it's a wonderful, beautiful art. And it's amazing to be able to take somebody on an adventure with you, whatever the medium happens to be, whether it's theater or TV or the big screen, it's an amazing thing.
Do you feel like you feel happier on TV or movies? Theater aside.
Probably film more than TV because TV is so fast. Sometimes it's like, I don't know what just happened, but with film, you feel like you're part of an art. A craft. You have time. You have a little more time.
I did notice that with a lot of your TV stuff that you're doing. Like, I mean, you really got into like the whole sci-fi type stuff. Like, is that like an actual like personal preference of yours?
So I think what happened was when I was a kid, I was really into Dark Shadows and Star Trek. I mean, like so into it.
I was always more of a Star Wars guy.
I'm talking Barnabas
Dark Shadows
with Jonathan Reed. I'm talking about the original, right? I'm not.
My mom got me into that show. Yeah.
So did mine. My mom said she used to come home from school and watch it.
Chuck was talking earlier about his favorite one being the Johnny Depp one.
I never even saw it because I grew up with the original. I'm a child of the 60s and 70s. I was born in 57. So those are my decades for as far as formative years goes. And the original Star Trek, I didn't know from the new stuff. So I don't know, something about it captivated me in the storytelling and to be able to be in another world, to be a woman and yet have some agency over your life, which didn't exist when I was a little girl, by the way, right? We're talking about what's happening in Texas right now, which is outrageous. But and when I was a little girl, it was like, you had to have a male in your life for everything to give you permission to do anything. And here I am, like this powerful little being. I don't know if you guys have kids yet. But
I actually have 2 daughters.
So okay, so can you
very
imagine?
Happy with the way things have been changing since then.
Thank God.
Right?
No woman has been dumb enough to have kids with me yet.
Well,
that's fair.
Thanks, baby.
I have no comment on that. I think that you will be blessed.
I do go to the pervert meetings, so anytime now.
Anytime now. That's right. But the thing is, kids, if you think about if you had the same restrictions put on you that women have put on you, you would just not stand for it. It wouldn't be it would be an absolute no. And women feel that way, but we haven't always had that opportunity. So enough about that at the moment. But just to say that I feel really blessed by the advent of horror and sci-fi for giving a window for women to see things a little differently. Like Nichelle Nichols did for us as Lieutenant Uhura on the bridge. She was a part of the team. That was amazing.
And then you had people like Ellen Ripley and stuff like that,
But I was of an age already by then, so that was already I was her age. So
but when it comes to horror, I think that your portrayal of Barbara is the first real super strong female. Like Galen Ross in Dawn of the Dead didn't scream, but she also wasn't like, I'm gonna walk through this crowd of zombies and I'm a badass and y'all can kiss my ass.
My 5-year-old actually loved that one.
There is a progression. You can find it, and Ripley was a part of that, and it did start to take an evolution. I'm very grateful for George to go, yeah, that's what I want for Barbara. You know what I mean? So I'm so grateful to be a part of that journey in those years. That was really important for me and for women. To just not be the ones, we get to have sex and then die in the basement because we're stupid enough to go downstairs with a fucking candle that blows out. What? These choices that no one would ever make. And they would put it on the girl to go do that after she has sex. So she's evil. The boys never have that kind of thing that happens to them. We're not having sex by ourselves, kids. It's like, what?
Well, see,
that's in this. What?
Romero was pretty good about helping other groups get ahead because, with the remake, obviously helping a woman character get ahead like that, and then the original casting one of the first black lead roles.
That's right.
He was definitely ahead of his time.
Definitely.
Anytime that I've tried to get my daughter into horror because she's in the sci-fi and fantasy kind of stuff or whatever. Anytime I try to get her to horror. The only thing that seems to pique her interest is I'm like, hey, because she's a big Aliens fan. Sure. So the Ellen Ripley thing, I'm like, hey, so that's how I actually got her to watch Night of the Living Dead remake. I was like, I compared your Barbara to Ellen Ripley, and she loved it. She was all about it. Thought you were cool as hell. Actually, I don't even know if she knows I'm talking to you or not. Actually, she'll probably get a kick out of it.
Very sweet. And I just feel like let everybody find their way, like what works for them. Horror takes, I think, a particular kind of person. And I really love the brain and brain fun facts, like how our brain works. There is something about being scared that's beneficial to our brain in a cathartic way. But if it causes trauma, if you can't instantly let it go, like if kids have nightmares, then to back it off. Okay, that's too much. They're not handling that well. They're not seeing the difference between reality and fantasy. So until people can distinguish that, you should really let them not participate in what seems to traumatize them. So just take that as a cue for Mama Pat here, Grandma of the Zombie Killers. Don't push it on kids if they're not ready. It sounds like your daughter has been ready though, Chuck. So that's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is our whole
for
house.
The viewers is to talk about the fact that sometimes science fiction is a little more accessible than horror because it's easier to compartmentalize. And if that's what's happening with your kids, then embrace that.
When I saw Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 for the first time, I didn't get nightmares. I just fell in love with Patricia Arquette.
Oh,
it's true.
Well, how could you not? How could you not?
Yeah.
My 5-year-old.
Then I saw True Romance and it was all over. I'm like,
oh
man. Exactly. So I think it's really great for kids to find their way into it in an organic manner, and but I never want anyone to be really terrified. That's just not good.
Well, I'm talking about terrifying. How long did it take for you to get into the
She bitch makeup.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's definitely one of those roles where unless you actually pay attention, there's no way of telling who it is.
Well,
I didn't
thank
realize
you.
that
I
was
hope
her
not.
until a couple days ago.
Right.
Like I was
Well,
like, wow.
Good. My brother said, "Oh, I knew it was you." I was like, "Fuck you, John. Fuck you."
Well, see, your
4.5
brother's actual
hours.
name is John. That's really kind of creepy.
Jonathan. He's a Jonathan, not a Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was about 4.5 hours worth of makeup. But the thing I like to talk about with She Bitch is that the horror hag is the PC name for her, but they all called her She Bitch. KNB, I went to KNB because I was starving. I needed a job. So I was going to my friends, Greg Nicotero, Howard Berger. I said, "You guys, do you have any work? Do you have anything going on? I'm just like, this is fucked up." And they're like, "Patty, you should be working all the time. Not living dead. You're amazing." I'm like, "I'm amazing and I'm starving. So help me out."
Anybody got any
And
ramen?
They said, "Actually, we have something coming up. It's another Ted Raimi, and it's a small budget, but we need to build the army, and we need a body. So you're skinny. Back in those days, I was really thin." They said, "Okay, we'll pay you a day rate, a SAG day rate, and you can come in and we'll cast the body, then plaster Paris, and then we can build our deadite puppets on you." I was like, "Have at it, guys. Let's do it." Fine. And while I was in there and they were doing that, they said, "Oh, so there's this part. I can probably call Rob Tapper and get you an audition." I said, "Great. Let's go for it." They said, "It's just a witch, So I did. I had to go in and actually audition for She Bitch. After doing Barbara, I was like, "Can't you just send them my tape? Really? I have to go audition." Okay. Okay. So I did, and I got the part. And the guys then cast my head and created that amazing sculpting. That was Bob Kurtzman actually did that. He's the K in K&B. Created the She Bitch. And let's see, how did that go? So I got paid for another day to do that. And then they said, "Okay, we're doing another movie before Army of Darkness is ready to go. And we can use this makeup. So we can use you. We need to make you into this little old lady." And then, what's his name from the original Mission Impossible, the strongman, Peter something? The original big strong guy in Mission Impossible.
What the fuck was his name?
Not that, we're talking
The Ving Ring, the guy who was Ving Ring.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was just on that shit too.
Peter Graves was the head,
Right.
Was it not the Tom Cruise films, right? So we're talking about anyway. Dang it! Quick, somebody IMDb. Anyway, I was gonna be this feisty old lady, and then he was gonna throw me down the stairs and kill me or something. I don't know. I don't even remember. But it was supposed to be funny, right? We're in that house, so I said, "Sure, I'll do it. Fine, no matter, whatever." Then while we were there shooting that film, Nicotero was like so antsy. He said, "All right, let's make another movie while we're waiting. We might as well." So he gets out his Super 8. And we shot a film with me being this crabby old lady trying to cross the street and take a million years to cross the street. This impatient guy in his car, and then he wants to run me over, and he runs me over. We used a dummy to run me. I flip onto the car, and then we used a dummy, and then I shoot him or something. I don't know. I stand up and I've got this huge gun and I shoot him, and that was our Super 8 film. And then while we were making the actual movie, which was called The Nutty Nut or The Nut House, something like that. That's one of those movies where they changed the name.
It was either Greg Morris or Peter Lupus.
Peter Lupus.
Okay, there you go.
Greg Morris was the black guy. He's my roommate's Iona dad. Was Greg Morris. He used to come over and we'd play cards.
There you go.
Amazing actor,
Very
also
cool.
fantastic.
That's
actor.
cool.
Peter Lupus, though, the big guy. He was the muscle on the original Mission Impossible. Anyway, yeah, he threw me down the stairs and killed me. I had that happen a couple times. Donald Sutherland did the same thing, threw me down the stairs and killed me.
Well, he does that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
He doesn't have our people.
You need to find some nicer men in your lives.
I do, right? I know.
Now, when it comes to the I love being able to call her she bitch. When it comes to that character, that was the original ending is the darker one where he sleeps too long. Did they have to come back
that's
later?
Not me. That's
no.
Not me.
I know that. But what I'm saying is that they have to go back and reshoot that alternate ending in the S-Mart.
That's not me.
Oh wait, you're the she. Okay, my brain hurts.
You don't know who she is in it?
Yes, I do. Hey, she bitch.
I don't know. I don't know.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I do know, and everyone, it's even somebody does a makeup. There's a blog, and they said that's Patty Tallman. It's not me. It's I don't know who it is actually, but it's.
Who cares?
So,
she's not you.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have an answer for you.
But wasn't there something about that sequence though? My brains are scrambled because I'm trying to remember everything at once. There was something about that sequence that they had to change. Originally he wasn't supposed to just like shoot you over the back with a shotgun or something. It's supposed to be a more drawn out fight.
I don't think that's my character. There was a thing where it wasn't supposed to be a more drawn out fight, but they didn't know how to kill me off at the very last.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes.
And I was so exhausted, to be honest. I'd been in that makeup for 17 hours and I've been doing all these fight scenes and I couldn't eat. I couldn't pee. I couldn't do anything in all that makeup. And I just said, and Sam just said, please just, how do we end this? So Bruce has got one more shot. He takes it over his shoulder, right? He's not even looking at me, just shoots me. And I just went, and fell on my face because I honestly didn't know what else to do. So I guess they watched the takes. They were like, fine, whatever the fuck, that's it. So then that's why they called me on the massive car phone.
Right.
That was our favorite thing ever. But I really just didn't know what else to do.
That is like a big favorite movie for a lot of people.
17 gunshots. I'd done like pow pow. He's shooting me. Pow pow pow. So what else do you do after this? So many times.
One more gunshot was all it took.
Do?
That's all it missed.
But it was perfect though. It was perfect the way it happened.
We didn't have any rigging. They couldn't make me flip into the air. They couldn't make me, explode into a billion bits. I mean, it was really up to me physically in that moment. What can you do? This is what I can do. I can face plant.
It worked out really, really good, and it fit the whole Evil
Dead
world
face planted many
well.
times.
Well, that probably had a lot to do with the whiskey.
I'm probably going to again later too.
I would have loved to have the whiskey at that point. That would have been nice.
Well,
I at least have one more question for you, and I'm just a little bit curious on it. Now, I know with the store that you're doing with b5events.com, you're still working with well, I don't know if it's necessarily working with, but you're collaborating with a lot of people from Babylon 5. Mm-hmm. Are you still pretty into that whole world? Because I noticed like a lot of everything that you're doing with because I know you have Texas Frightmare coming up.
Sure.
And obviously a lot of your horror roles tend to be a little bit more prevalent, but what are your views with doing Babylon 5 with as long as that you have? Because I noticed that, well, honestly, it's just something that we haven't really had a chance to talk about too much right now, at least. And, but I noticed that you were on it for quite a long time.
Yeah, no, I think that's really cool that you brought it up because I didn't, it being sci-fi, we can hear every scratch you're making, by the way, Chuck. Everything.
Yeah, he does that all the time. There's a mute button, but he doesn't care.
I hear all this, like, what do they call that? EMDR?
They sound like eating chips.
EMDR when they're like rubbing the microphone.
ASMR.
Oh yeah.
Is my microphone that good? You picked that up?
Or is that bad?
It's you're using headphone microphone.
We're hearing everything. Let's see. So, well, I started B5 events because of the pandemic. And I actually was in Scotland during the lockdown. I got stuck in Scotland. It was really so sad because here I am scouting my next trip and putting together an adventure, which is what I do now. So I love to travel, and I want to take other people on those adventures with me.
Well,
I know you held off
somebody.
as long as you could for that cigarette. I know you did.
Right.
I appreciate
We've
it.
been on the air for an hour and 19 minutes, and you've already done about 8 cigarettes.
Wow. Wow. Andreas Katsoulis, who played Shakar on our show, died of lung cancer. It was a cancer. Please stop smoking when you can. Do that. It's the thing.
I'm going through a breakup, so I'm quitting soon.
I'm sorry. But
That's the whiskey.
It's all for the best. It's the best thing.
Stress eat instead.
It's going to come to you. The best thing is going to come to you. All right. So B5. Yeah, that's why I did that. It's because of the pandemic. It was to find a place. We couldn't go to conventions anymore. I wanted to figure out a way to bring the fans and my B5 family together so we could still see each other and have fun. And I thought it was really important that people had community. The lockdown was really fucking hard. You're not used to it. We're all figuring this out. And it was really scary. Like, what the hell is this thing that's happening to our planet? What's going on? So that was my community was number one. The other thing was to bring together people in a more meaningful way. When we're at a convention, like what I'm going to do in Texas, I'm in front of a lot of people all the time. And that's awesome. But when you could only get to a certain level of conversation, right? At a table signing autographs or in on the panel talking in front of a bunch of people, the conversation has to be in a certain realm, very generalized. But for this thing that I did, the first hour was that sort of fan chat, which is super fun. And then the second part, I would take questions and I'll do all that. The second part, I wanted the actor to talk about something that was meaningful to them. Like, how are you getting through this time? What do you do? What's your major hobby? And for them then to share something very deeply personal. And so they did. We had a really amazing chat with a lot of people. Like Claudia shared her love for cooking. Mira did a yoga class. I talked about meditation. How do you sit meditation? What does that mean? It sounds really boring, but I make it really active and cool, fun. And then we had Gigi Edgley, who shared her love of music and writing music. And so did Bill Mumi, also about music. And Peter Jurassic shared some poetry and readings that he loved. And then Tim Russ came on and talked about astronomy. Joanna Cassidy from Blade Runner talked about aging gracefully. Like, what does that even mean? But to a woman in her 70s, she's got some very specific things to talk about. Let's see, who else do we have on? Nana Visitor and Alexander Siddig from Game of Thrones. They talked about trauma. And Nana had a horrific story that happened to them while they were, and then their marriage and how that affected their marriage and then how they dealt with that. It was incredible conversation. So yeah, Armor Shimmerman shared about how do you read Shakespeare? He loves Shakespeare. It's his thing, teaching Shakespeare. It was just really interesting and remarkable. And it created a real community. So I want to keep that going, even though I've ended the events part of B5 events. And I've started a Patreon page where I can keep a community going. And we have a topic every month. This month, our topic is boundaries and trust. Like, how do you employ that in your life? It's all like personal development. It's all about relationships.
For anybody interested in the Patreon, there's the link. It's posted everywhere for everybody.
I appreciate that so much. I really do. We're coming up onto a year of our Patreon group. I'm just honored that people want to do this with me, go on this journey with me. I call it magical living. It's like, how do you make your life more magical, to have what you want, to create what you want, bring your questions. So we just talk about shit. It's been a really good time for that, honestly, with the pandemic. It's a good time to just go get real about stuff.
There's more than just like signed photos and stuff on there too. You guys have a lot of one-of-a-kind items and everything too. I mean, like it's some of the stuff is like, I'll be honest with you, like movie lobby cards. A little bit before my time, but I mean, a lot of this is just really cool. Collection of opera scores. I mean, like where did some of this stuff come from? Is this stuff from like a personal collection?
Yeah, it's all personal collections. We're about to put up. I have a bunch of unopened DVD boxes from Babylon 5, for example, of the different seasons of Babylon 5. So I thought I just should let this go, let people have it if they want it. And then the others are like autographs. Bill Mooney has got a book called Babylon B5 at 20. It has a bunch of autographs on it, like from 12 or 14. So yeah, things like that. He's just like, I want to share this.
Bruce just added.
Bruce just added. So we had dinner together, so I was able to get his autograph on it. Yeah.
That's really cool. Some of the items on there. I definitely need to purchase a couple of things there.
Oh, I love it. Just make sure you share it. Just share it. I even the listeners who are listening in may not be your thing, but if you would share it, I'd be so grateful.
Oh yeah, really and sweet. We release these on podcast form after the live shows and everything, cool. And all the links will be in there as well too. Cool. I do know that I said about an hour. We've kept you about that time, so.
I apologize so much for being so late. Oh my god.
No worries. No worries at all.
Okay.
This has been awesome.
No, we were still really happy. It gave us a chance to sit here and bullshit with each other and try to figure out things to talk about for a little bit and realize how crappy, our states are. And how bad we hate Papa John's pizza, except for Chuck.
Hey, I got cheese sticks waiting on me.
Cheese sticks are always good.
Yeah, but always they're from good. Papa John's.
Always good. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. John's. It doesn't matter where they're at. Cheese sticks are good.
Cheese sticks are good. Yeah.
No, it does matter where they're at.
Appreciate it, guys. And be well. Have a great Labor Day weekend. And all to your listeners, have a great weekend. Be safe and take care of each other. It's all so good.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we go ahead and start wrapping this up?
I just hope that we're able to open up the world to do more conventions, and I'm about to announce a trip that I'm going to lead to Africa in December 2022. So I'm excited about that. If you guys follow me on Instagram or whatever, you'll see it when we launch it, which will be in a week or two.
Yeah. I don't have a personal page for a lot of stuff, but anything that's Tales from the podcast is me running it. And
okay.
So you've seen me on everything already. But
thank you. Thanks. I really do appreciate
and
it.
Of course I'll be able to share your Instagram out there as well, because everybody needs to go and check that out too. And that's already been shared to every little platform that I have here.
Thank you.
So everybody, go check her out. PatriciaTallman.rocks is her Instagram handle. I know she's on Twitter. She has a Facebook page there too.
We have one of those link trees, and there's a link tree in my bio, and it has all the links. So to Frightmare, to my book, it'll be at the Africa trip will be listed in that as well. So it'll all be in the link tree in the bio.
It's very cool.
I like those things where you just have one link and you can put everything in it. Those are very handy to have.
Yeah, YouTube lets us do that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's great. It is. It's great.
Oh yeah,
it's so simple.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for being on. I'm sure all of us are very grateful for you being able to give us a little bit of your time.
It was
today.
an honor.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks, Uncle Ron. I'm glad you're going to your meetings. And JB, appreciate your support. Always, you guys. Be well. Of course. Okay. Have a great weekend.
You have a great
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thanks. And hey, look, Chuck, someone is coming for you. So a beautiful someone.
Okay.
It's all good. It
beautiful
all happens
on
for
the
a
inside,
reason.
Chuck.
That's right. It's all going to happen. It all happens for a reason.
And you have fans telling you to stay safe in Texas.
Yeah, right. We are.
I know us here. We all agree with that statement.
Oh my God! I honestly, had this happened before we all signed our agreements, I wouldn't go. But because Frightmare honestly they've been an amazing group to deal with. Really lovely people. They're doing everything they can to keep us safe as far as COVID goes. So I appreciate that a lot. And my castmates are going to be there. So we're all like, okay, but Texas, you suck right now. You suck big time.
Right.
with this whole political thing. So hopefully they'll get their shit together. I don't know.
It's
I don't
Texas.
know.
Stay safe
Probably not.
regardless.
We will, and we're supporting all of you who are sane. Appreciate it.
Right. Well, I'm
Same.
going to go ahead
How
and
about
I guess we'll go ahead and start wrapping up. So thank you
right.
again.
Thank you. Be
Thank
well, you
you.
guys.
You too. Bye. So that was a pretty fun episode, guys.
That was awesome.
Right? Late start.
Hell yeah, man.
How's pervy Uncle Ron doing?
Done talking for the night because he fucked up, so he's taking away vocal privileges.
Who, me?
Don't
Jeez,
act like
automatically think that you fucked up. You got a problem? You got a complex? I said I fucked up, so I'm taking away my own vocal privileges.
Oh, whatever. You sound
What?
crazy
You're
at
fine.
the moment now. You didn't. How did you fuck up? Oh, by not knowing who she played in Army of Darkness.
Oh, that's no. I know what you were saying on that. I don't.
Oh.
I get what you were saying on that, though.
Well, stop
That ain't
being a
nothing.
wiener. Fucking put your mic on. She's gone.
Everything's frozen again. I can hear everybody though.
No, it's not frozen. Ron's just
For
not
me, it is.
moving.
No, she's still waving at me. It's
Oh,
frozen
God.
for me. I can hear you though, so whatever.
All right. Well, everybody, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in, checking us out tonight. Obviously, Chuck, you got a show coming up soon, right, buddy?
I do. Sunday, Louisville,
Sunday?
Mag Bar.
Awesome. And Uncle Ron, I know that your movie just got funded all the way. And I don't know if you're going to
Oh,
actually
yeah.
talk to anybody, but I know that you're still taking donations right now. And what are some of the things going on with that, buddy? Hi, I'm Uncle Ron, and I really like wieners.
Hi, I'm JB, and I use that Crypt Keeper mask for things I can't talk about in public.
I talk about them in public.
I'm Chuck, and I feel really awkward right now.
Right, brother?
Brother.
Oh, God. So, Ron, what can you tell everybody about your movie, though?
Nothing to tell. I'm not giving away the plot.
God, you're an asshole.
I am.
So it's funded all the way, but you're doing something else, right? It's like $5 to get
Oh
pre-order.
yeah. Well, I mean, $5 was
asshole.
one of the. Don't call me names.
You be nice to Ron.
Yeah.
I have been. He's the one that's just sitting there.
Anywho, the $5 was
upset.
already a perk on there, but now since we're already funded, you can use the $5 to do a pre-order of the film before it's even shot. So you have a digital version of it.
You'll have a virgin.
Or if you want to donate more to become an executive producer or an associate producer or to get behind the scenes stuff, it's still there. But I'm just not pushing it as hard now because we got what we needed. It'd be nice to have more, but
Fair enough. Now, I guess the only thing that we really have left to promote is next week, Ron and I will be talking to Tony Covington.
I need a vacation. What week is this? Is next week's gonna be what, week 5?
No.
You sure?
You weren't on last week.
Are you sure?
No.
Yeah, last week was Tales from the Podcast.
Yeah. What was the week before that? Evil Dead.
And I was on for that.
Yeah. Well, you chose to be on.
I'm just saying.
Well, don't bitch when you want to be on something.
All I said was I need a vacation. I wasn't complaining.
Right. Well, anyways, next week we'll have Tony Covington joining us as we discuss the episode Werewolf Concerto of Tales from the Crypt. So join us for that. It should definitely be a fun one. A lot of fun things to talk about. That's for sure. It's going to be very interesting. So anyways, thanks everyone for checking us out. And the crypt is closed.
Thanks for listening, kiddies. You're all a scream.